you seem lost in thought today. Pondering the profound mysteries of life, are we?
No, just taking a stroll down memory lane, recalling our school days.
Ah, the dazzling and golden memories of our youth, right?
Oh, incredibly dazzling. So dazzling that I want to change my name immediately just to erase the evidence.
Now I'm intrigued. Spill the beans. Let me hear it.
Have you ever found yourself raising your hand with absolute confidence, exuding absolute majesty, only to realize the teacher was calling on the person right behind you?
That's a classic, but I took it to a whole new level.
How on earth did you manage that?
I didn't just raise my hand. I boldly stood up, fully prepared to deliver an impassioned speech.
And then, what happened?
The teacher just stared at me in dead silence for exactly 3 seconds.
And after that?
She gently said, "Alex, why don't you sit down so your legs don't get tired?"
Such exquisite subtlety. But do you know what the most painful part is?
That the entire class turned around and burst into laughter?
No.
Then what? The most heartbreaking part is, absolutely no one found it funny.
Why is that?
Because my shameless antics happened so frequently, people just considered it a built-in feature, not a bug.
Good heavens. But I had a plot twist far more disastrous than that.
Hurry up and rescue me from this embarrassment.
Once, the teacher walked into the class, wore a stern face, and asked, "Who hasn't done their homework?"
And what did you do?
I immediately raised my hand in all honesty. Honesty is my true nature, after all.
Excellent. Honesty is worth its weight in gold.
But right after that, she added, "Those who haven't finished will stay behind for cleaning duty today."
Oh no.
I yanked my hand down at the speed of light.
Way too late for that, my friend.
Exactly. Her gaze locked onto me like a laser. It felt like I was being scanned by an X-ray.
That's what we call the AI piercing eye, teacher edition.
Spot on. 4K resolution, with pinpoint accuracy on wide area scans.
Teachers possess a supernatural ability to detect students without homework from 30 meters away.
They could probably see it straight through walls.
Indeed, even a slight creak of a chair is enough for them to know exactly who's about to ask for a bathroom break.
Speaking of studying, there was a time I stayed up all night memorizing every single word.
Surprisingly diligent, weren't you?
The very next day, the teacher called someone up for recitation, the student sitting right next to me.
Well, that's a stroke of pure luck.
Not lucky in the slightest. They couldn't answer a single question.
Ah, a chain reaction of catastrophe.
Precisely. The teacher turned to look at me. At that exact moment, I was wearing a smug smile, thinking I had dodged the bullet.
The goddess of fortune blatantly abandoned you.
She immediately asked, "Emna, you're smiling so brightly. You must know the answer, right? Please, go ahead."
A cruel trick of fate. Did you manage to shine brightly?
The second I stood up, my brain instantly wiped its entire hard drive. Not a single word remained.
Our brains simply love to betray their masters at the most critical moments.
It works incredibly hard, just always on the wrong shift.
Those incidents pale in comparison to my 10th grade math exam.
Was the score that spectacular?
It was so abysmal that my mother held the paper, sighed deeply, and asked, "Did you actually take the test, or did you just walk in to autograph it?"
Your mom is absolutely savage. How did you respond?
I replied, "Well, at least my signature is highly artistic, Mom."
And what was her reaction to that?
She nodded and said, "Good, your score is atrocious, but your self-delusion gets a perfect 10.
Well, at least you cultivated an outstanding life skill.
Unfortunately, that particular skill doesn't earn you extra credit on your transcript.
Speaking of exams, I noticed an incredibly mysterious phenomenon from our school days.
What kind of phenomenon?
Right before 0 hour, everyone in class would whine, "I haven't studied a thing, all the knowledge has slipped my mind."
The quintessential catchphrase of every generation.
But when the results came out, it was nothing but 9s and 10s.
That's the deceptive camouflage code of the academic elites.
Then what about the ones who truly hadn't studied anything?
Oh, They were easy to spot. They'd confidently raise their hands and declare, "I've memorized everything."
Spot on.
Because they hoped the universe and the teacher would take pity on them and grant them mercy.
By the way, have you ever brought the wrong books to class?
Oh, definitely. An incident I'll remember for a lifetime.
Which subject was it?
It was biology class.
Did you accidentally bring your math book?
Oh, if only it were that simple.
Then what did you bring?
I brought an entire newly published detective comic book.
You certainly had nerves of steel.
It wasn't on purpose. During the oral recitation, I confidently unzipped my bag to take out my textbook.
And then?
The teacher marched straight toward me and smoothly pulled out the comic book, to the collective gasp of the entire class.
And just like that, you became the protagonist of an entirely new chapter.
I simply wished the earth would open up and swallow me whole.
How did the teacher handle it?
She confiscated the comic on the spot, promising to return it by the weekend because she was currently reading the previous volume.
That is absolutely unbelievable. But I had a far more masterful damage control tactic. Once, I dozed off during history class.
A tale as old as time.
It would have been mundane had she not abruptly woken me up and asked, "Emna, do you have any thoughts on this section?"
In that incredibly precarious, life or death moment, how did you react?
I stood up and proclaimed loudly, "Miss, I completely agree."
Even though you hadn't even heard the question?
Precisely.
You're extraordinarily lucky she didn't ask, "Who volunteers to clean the schoolyard this week?"
If that had been the case, I would have filed for a school transfer that very afternoon.
Looking back, it's quite hilarious. When we were in school, we prayed for a day off every single day.
Exactly, constantly counting down the seconds to the final bell.
Yet when we finally graduated and entered the workforce, the nostalgia for school became overwhelmingly fierce.
Longing for our friends, yearning for those harmless little pranks.
Missing even that cramped, run-down cafeteria with its remarkably scrumptious food.
Remembering those desperate sprints like Olympic track stars, just terrified of missing roll call.
Reminiscing about those sudden, heart-stopping 15-minute pop quizzes.
Hold on just a second.
What is it?
I'll gladly tiptoe right past that one. No fond memories to be found there.
Haha, you are truly something else.
But you have to admit, there are memories that felt completely absurd at the time, embarrassing enough to make you wish you could vanish.
But years later, when recounting them,
They transform into the very tales that bring us the most riotous laughter.
perhaps school isn't merely an institution that drills textbook knowledge into our heads.
It's also a magnificent factory manufacturing an endless vault of nostalgic archives.
So that later in life, even as we grow older, just by sitting in a familiar cafe,
We can instantly revert to those foolish yet utterly endearing children we once were.
speaking of school days instantly transports me back to our saga in the dormitories.
Oh, the place where merely surviving each week unscathed was grounds for a Medal of Honor.
Unquestionably true. People often say living in a dorm accelerates one's maturity.
I find that to be quite accurate, because you're forced to be independent, right?
Not entirely.
Then why?
Because you have to master the art of accepting things completely beyond your mortal control.
Beyond control? Like the capricious whims of the weather?
The weather is nothing. The absolute zenith of chaos is the sound of an alarm clock.
What's so uncontrollable about an alarm clock?
It would be perfectly manageable if it were your own alarm, but this is the alarm of a roommate.
Ah, I catch your drift.
The bell shrieks at 6 in the morning, wailing pitifully like an air raid siren.
And what happens next?
It takes until 7 o'clock for its rightful owner to finally reach out and silence the beast.
The smartphone possesses vastly more perseverance than the person who set it.
That's not the end of it. Some maniacs even set 5 consecutive alarms, each spaced precisely 3 minutes apart.
Resulting in the entire room being jolted wide awake.
Except for the one single person who actually needs to wake up. It's a bona fide supernatural ability.
Dormitory living harbors yet another deeply mysterious realm.
You're referring to the communal refrigerator, aren't you?
Exactly. Whatever you stash in there runs an extraordinarily high risk of evaporating into thin air.
Today, you place a brand new, securely sealed carton of milk inside.
Tomorrow morning, you open it up to find nothing but an empty carton sitting majestically in its place.
Some culprits are even astonishingly courteous about it.
Courteous in what conceivable way?
After draining it dry, they meticulously fold the empty carton and place it neatly back where they found it.
As if doing us the grand favor of saving us a trip to the trash can. Thoughtfulness executed in the most insolent manner possible.
I once learned my lesson and defiantly stuck a sticky note right onto my box of cookies.
What proclamation did you write on it?
Please do not devour. These are Alex's cookies.
Did it yield any positive results?
Phenomenally effective. They peeled the note off, stuck it adjacent to the box, and then devoured every last crumb.
Haha! At the very least, they showed an admirable respect for your sticky note.
They probably assumed I posted the note as a test of faith and consciously decided to fail that exam.
But what tickles me the most is the room cleaning schedule. Every room vows to execute a spectacular sweeping deep clean.
True, yet the preamble always begins with,
Let's just leave it all for a massive weekend purge.
when the weekend arrives, it pivots to, let's tackle it next Monday for better momentum.
Come Monday, the excuse transforms to, we'll wait for the holidays and figure it out then.
Ultimately, the room spontaneously evolves into a natural ecosystem where even the dust bunnies possess permanent residency status.
There was a day I was frantically hunting for a missing sock.
Did your expedition yield any success?
I didn't find the target, but I somehow unearthed two entirely distinct socks.
Let me guess, neither of which belonged to you.
Spot on. So I effortlessly acquired a brand new pair to wear.
Have you ever noticed a profoundly bizarre psychological phenomenon among university students?
What kind of phenomenon?
By day, they drag themselves to class half asleep, incessantly complaining about exhaustion.
Incredibly accurate.
But the very second the clock strikes midnight,
Their eyes suddenly illuminate, glowing fiercely like high-beam headlights.
an explosive barrage of ideas erupts, an urgent urge to organize the study desk, a sudden passion to master the acoustic guitar,
Or an impromptu desire to check out just one episode of a trending series.
then accidentally binge-watching an entire 8-episode season in one sitting.
Followed by a guilt-ridden vow. Tomorrow I will absolutely go to bed by 9 p.m. sharp.
A magnificent self-deception that seamlessly extends from one semester to the next.
I'm reminded of the time my room collectively vowed to hold a group study session to hunt for scholarships.
The premise sounds extraordinarily grandiose.
For the first 10 minutes, the atmosphere was incredibly solemn. Everyone had their textbooks open, scribbling furiously.
And 10 minutes later,
It seamlessly transitioned into a fierce debate over what to order for dinner.
and once the culinary decisions were finalized,
It devolved into excavating ancient high school photos to ruthlessly roast each other.
and the ultimate conclusion?
We ordered the food, devoured every last bite, and went straight to sleep.
What profound lesson was harvested from this endeavor?
Not a single soul remembered any academic knowledge, but everyone had the food delivery discount codes memorized by heart.
But I've realized that in the dorms, everyone spontaneously cultivates supreme survival skills.
What kind of skills, for instance?
Some could discern the exact rhythm of footsteps on the stairs to instantly know the floor manager was on patrol.
Others needed only a faint whiff of aroma to pinpoint exactly which room was illicitly cooking instant noodles.
Or timing it down to the microsecond to know when a communal washing machine would finish, ready to sprint out and claim it.
An entire array of superpowers unlocked entirely by desperate circumstances.
Because if you were delayed by a mere fraction of a minute,
Your entire load of laundry would be ruthlessly, unceremoniously dumped onto a filthy chair out in the corridor.
there was a day I resolved to live a remarkably wholesome life and crawled into bed at 10 p.m.
Well, that's an exceptionally admirable effort.
Barely 5 minutes after lying down and closing my eyes.
Let me guess, Chaos ensued.
I suddenly remembered the uniform I needed for tomorrow morning was still unwashed, so I bolted upright to do laundry.
And once the laundry was conquered, you returned to your slumber?
Post laundry, I suddenly remembered an unsubmitted group project, so I shackled myself to the desk to finish it.
And once the assignment was vanquished?
I lifted my head only to behold the broad daylight. The glorious dawn had already broken.
Life truly possesses a breathtakingly efficient way of operating.
Highly efficient at transmuting a sleep-early agenda into a majestic greeting, the dawn ceremony.
But at the end of the day, reminiscing about the dormitory era truly fills you with joy, doesn't it?
I wholeheartedly concur. Every single day, opening your eyes guaranteed another tragicomedy waiting to be witnessed.
Every person harbored a unique personality, a constellation of eccentric quirks, yet living together was a spectacular riot. And the most extraordinary thing of all,
The entire room endlessly circulated a single, solitary phone charging cable.
exactly that. The baffling paradox is that no one ever knew the whereabouts of their own charger.
But would instantaneously detect if someone else mistakenly grabbed theirs.
The dormitory was undeniably a crucible that forged memory and reflexes in the most unorthodox, formidable ways imaginable.
It was also the magical realm that transformed the most trivial, chaotic messes into utterly priceless memories.
While dwelling there, we lamented daily, praying for a swift graduation so we could escape to a comfortable life on the outside.
Yet once we finally departed,
We found ourselves intensely craving that atmosphere of late-night chatter, yearning for those stomach-aching fits of laughter and all those beautifully absurd predicaments.
because those fleeting days that seemed so remarkably ordinary
Were actually the most brilliantly dazzling and unforgettable chapters of our radiant youth.